Okay, is this thing on? Let me just tell you guys that this last part of doing this children's book is has been the death of me. Okay. Now with my first book, it definitely went a lot smoother. And I think it was because the materials and the colors that I used that the scanning process went pretty swimmingly, if I do say so myself. So this time around, because of the colors that I chose and the material, like being it watercolor, it became problematic to say the least. So I tried getting it scanned at a couple different places, and that didn't help. That didn't really help. So what I ended up doing was I had to go and take pictures in my backyard. And thankfully, I've just gotten a newer phone. I have the i15 Pro Max. It was a very long overdue update on my phone. But thankfully, with this new update, apparently it has a really good camera on it. And so I took the pictures on here. Now, I've checked out the pictures on my phone and they look really, really good. So what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to move them into my computer and we're going to see how they look on the computer. And I'm really hoping they look good because if I have to now go back a step again, we're going to have problems. I'm going to airdrop these to my phone, or I'm going to airdrop these to my computer, and let's see how they look. Okay. Moment of truth, please. Okay, I'm not mad at it. I'm not freaking mad at it. I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. I think it looks so good, and I think the camera even like captured the texture of the paper, which is something I really wanted because I had to use like a really thick, heavy watercolor paper. It's a cold press. So this is the watercolor paper. I'm not even sure if you'll be able to like really see it on. There you go. So I had to use this paper. It's a cold press, so it has the texture on the page, and I did that for a reason. And so I really look that I got that. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself though, because this it's one. But let me show you this one. But then I'm going to go through and check the other ones too. But let me just show you this one. Now, obviously, it's going to be hard to pick up because it's like camera with camera, and it's not going to pick up very good on here. But it looks so good. It looks so much better than it did before with the other one. If you guys have seen the other one, you know exactly what I mean. The other one was so washed out, like, but on this one specifically, it really changed this bunny here, and it really changed her coloring. Where this is so much more realistic to the original sketch, and then you can also still see like all the little strokes of the color pencil, which is what I want. I want all those little like details in there. I love that. So, okay, so far so good. But so far I'm like really excited about the way that these are turning out. I mean, oh my gosh, they look so good though. They look so much, oh my gosh, they look so much better than the sketches, you guys. I can't even begin to explain. Let me show you this last one. Come on. That was done with my phone. That was done with my phone. Oh, it looks so much better than the other one. And I feel like you can even see like all the little stroke marks and stuff on this one, which was not fully captured on the scan. It was not fully captured on the scan. I'm very excited about this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause this portion of the video. I'm going to go ahead and just finish checking up all of my illustrations. When we reconvene together, we'll be formatting. So I don't know if that's going to be today or if it'll be another day. I'm really wanting to get it done like this week. I'm really hoping. I want to get my order in like ASAP because it does take a while. So, but this is just life. So I will reconvene with you guys when I'm ready to format, and then we'll go through all the formatting stuff. I am so tired, but we're here today. So it's actually it's very, very many days later than what I initially anticipated for formatting my book. But you know what? We're here. And in case you missed it on my Instagram. Currently pregnant with my third. So hopefully that explains a lot to you guys as to like what's been going on. So my next video, I'm going to be doing kind of a Q&A on just kind of everything in general. I got a lot of really good questions off of Instagram about like kind of business stuff and things like that. But if you're wanting to know anything, if you have any questions about anything, whether it's self-publishing or the business stuff or how I did this or whatever, or if it's something more personal, definitely submit them down below and I'll throw them into my Q&A. I will toss up the Q&A box a couple more times before my next video as well. So if you want to also just submit it over there on Instagram, definitely follow me over there because I'm over there much more often. So yes. So we're going to be getting into the formatting in just a second. Which that's been an experience within itself. So I'll kind of explain more about what's been going on. But my last video that I put up has gotten more traction than like any of my other videos, which has been it's like I've been pleasantly surprised. So thank you to everyone who's watched that video and liked it and commented and things like that. Really helps me out. All of this stuff is helping me move towards being able to do this stuff like full time. So that means like working on my children's books, like content creation and all this kind of stuff, because my goal, like my dream, is to be able to do all of this stuff full time because that's what I would absolutely love to do full time. So thank you to everyone and welcome to all the new subscribers here. It's so great to have everybody. I'm now closing in on 1,000 subscribers, which is so fun. So let's go ahead and now jump into all this formatting stuff. Man, I needed this drink. Okay, before anyone comes at me with, oh my gosh, it's for tea, you're gonna die. I don't really care. I don't really care. Let me live my life, okay? We all have our vices. This one is mine. So when it comes to formatting, so when I did my first book, for those of you who have been around that long, I actually formatted my first book in Canva. And quite frankly, I don't really see anything wrong with doing that. You can definitely kind of work your way around it. There's just a lot of hindrances to working in Canva, and you have to be really careful because that was something that I found with Canva was it actually like corrupted some of my files in my book. Now for this one, and this is after talking with my printer, I have decided to use Adobe InDesign. Now, here are some things with Adobe InDesign. So I will not be giving people like a full-blown tutorial on Adobe InDesign because one, I just don't feel versed enough in it yet to be able to share that information. I'm not knowledgeable enough yet to talk about it in that capacity, but I will show people what I will be doing for my own book in here, if that makes sense. So there are many, many great tutorials out there to follow. You just type in like Adobe InDesign children's book if you want something like from the ground up. I mean, like with any other program, there's like a learning curve to like absolutely everything. So it's very different than like Canva. It's very different than like really anything else because this is more of like an elite program. I don't want this. Oh, maybe because I was hitting the wrong button. So yes, so there's a lot of really good tutorials out there that you can follow along with that I would highly recommend. But for today, so I'll kind of be showing you what I've been doing in here. Now the thing to keep in mind with the Adobe InDesign is it does cost some moolah. So it does cost money, but so for me personally, because I'm using it as like a business expense, I can turn around and kind of use that as like a write-off. But that being said, okay, I am trying to be as conservative as possible with like my business and spending and things like that. So here's what I'm doing this time around. So when you sign up for Adobe InDesign, it will ask you like for like a credit card number to charge every single month, but it does give you like a 14-day free trial. So my goal is to get this all formatted and done within 14 days. Now, if it does charge me at least 1 month, that's fine. Like I'm not gonna like just go nuts over that. But just because I'm not really like pumping out children's books as fast as it would make it worth it to have this every month, then I'm going to cancel it. So I'm going to cancel it. And then when I need it again, I'll just kind of reactivate it. I'll reactivate my card and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I kind of wish they would just offer kind of like a package deal instead of doing like the monthly thing, because really, unless you're using this like all the time, which, and I know there's people out there who do use this like all the time, but there's other people out there like myself who just are not using this enough to make it worth it, like basically almost $25 a month to be paying that. So I would just keep all that stuff in mind. So honestly, yes, you can do stuff in Canva. I kind of like had to figure things out in there. So if people want me to talk more on how I did it in Canva, I can totally do that. I would just be very, very careful, like with Canva, with everything in Canva. Okay, so this is where I am working in Adobe InDesign. So I can't even tell you guys how long it even took me to figure out how to do these layouts and put in like the margins and things like that. But so basically over here, like on my property side, I have the width and height in here. When you go to make a new like file, then you can select all of these different properties in here. Like I said, I would definitely, if you need help with like from the ground up in Adobe InDesign, I would definitely look up some like really good tutorials. That way you know your way around here a little bit better. I'm just not well versed enough yet. Now, when I feel comfortable enough in this program, I will definitely make like a tutorial from the ground up on it. I'm just not quite there yet. Okay. Here up in my pages area up here, you can see all these pages here. Now, my children's book is probably going to be more spreads than this. This was just kind of what I started with. You can add on more pages like as you go. And so here I have my margins as my 0.25 inches right here. And so I'm actually going to start down here and I will put in the first page here. So over here, if I click this little button here, and then we're going to drag this across. Oh, wait. So now I can import an image. And so here's my book here. So this is going to be my first page. We're going to open this up. And so here's my first image. Now this one, actually funny story. So this one I have to go in and edit this out. So here we can even move on to this screen too if we wanted just to see this. Okay, so let's import this image here. Okay, so then once I'm here, and I kind of actually really like the texture that you can see on the paper. That was like very purposeful. I purposely picked the paper that I did because I really like the texture on it. So I just absolutely love that. So here, I'm just going to add a text box here. And so then here is where I can type my story in. And so then here, so type story, it's great. And so then here, this is where I will make sure like the sizing is correct and all the spacing and everything like that is right on the book. I'm also going to go through and double check and make sure everything is kind of staying away from this gutter line here. Nothing too important is going to be like on the bleed line in case they cut everything off. So those are things that I'm going to be checking throughout my entire book. And so that's basically what it means to format your book. It means to like line everything up into like one big file. Now, if you're using like Amazon KDP, or if you're using like a print on demand or things like that, I would get with your like whoever that is and basically see what they're wanting from you specifically, like what they want included in the file. Because some people may just want absolutely everything in it. They may want like the cover in a separate file or things like that. So I would just see what they want and then you can talk to them and kind of go from there. So far, I'm really excited to use this program because it's so precise of like how everything works, where if you have ever used Canva, there's like quirks to it. And so it's kind of like having to figure out things like that. But so that's basically what I'm going to be working on when it comes to formatting my book and making sure that everything is fine this way. My goal is to get this done as fast as possible. So I'm actually going to start kind of communications with my printer so that way he knows to expect some files from me finally because it's been a hot minute. But so I'm going to just be working on this today. I'm going to try to get as much done before I have to go pick up my son from preschool. But if you guys have any other questions for me, definitely let me know down below. If people want more in depth on anything, I'm more than happy to share anything that I feel versed enough in. I'm definitely getting more comfortable with this like InDesign program the more I'm using it. So that's really good. And I've watched a lot of like tutorials and videos online. So I would definitely suggest that. So leave any other questions down below. I have that Q&A coming up next. So definitely let me know which ones you want kind of thrown in that one as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.